You ever have one of those days where the whole world decides what you are before you even open your mouth? Yeah, that was my Isaiah Merrick, just a guy in a black suit, sleeves rolled up, trying to disappear into a cappuccino at Bean and Bloom on Truman Road, Blue Springs, Missouri. I'd driven 4 hours from Kansas City, running on caffeine and the hope I could finally have 30 minutes to myself after weeks of flights, interviews, case briefs, and the kind of meetings where you forget what city you're in. All I wanted was quiet. Instead, I got a show. Door chimes, and in comes this cop mid-40s, military haircut, barrel chest, badge shining up high like he needed folks to notice. Officer Todd Kemper. The way he scanned that cafe, you'd think he was hunting something dangerous, but his eyes landed on me and never let go. I didn't blink. I've had that stare on me since I was a kid growing up in Baltimore. You know what I mean? Folks trying to add you up, see if you belong. He leans into the barista, whispers, and the kid's eyes flick to me and backs so fast I almost laughed. This ain't my first rodeo. Kemper comes up, all business. You waiting for someone? Not loud, but sharp enough for folks to listen in. I look up, calm as Sunday, no, just working. He glances at my laptop, then the coffee. This place is for customers. I tap my cup. I am one. Now his stance stiffens, like he's waiting for me to push back. You've been here a while. People are getting uncomfortable. I take a breath, slow, measured. I wasn't aware anyone complained. Silence, thick as heavy air. The whole cafe is pretending not to stare, but everyone's listening, pretending to check their phones, turn pages, but their ears are dialed in. I'm going to have to ask you to leave, he says, and that's when I know where this is headed. I ask, have I done something wrong, officer? You're loitering. You're creating a disturbance. I can't help but smile, just a little, because you and I both know that's not true. Are you refusing to leave? He pushes. I reach inside my blazer. Slow-no, sudden moves? Never, not in moments like this. I pull out my wallet and flip it open. The badge catches the light FBI, Special Agent Isaiah Merrick. I hold it steady. The whole room freezes. Kemper's hands drop. He blinks. His voice evaporates. The woman with the phone, who'd been pretending to text, starts recording now, subtle but deliberate. He finally clears his throat. Apologies, Agent Merrick. I didn't realize. You didn't ask? I say just that. Not angry, just stating a fact. He mumbles something about a report, steps back. I slip the badge away and finish my coffee. The barista, bless his heart, brings me a fresh cup and says, barely a whisper, I'm sorry, sir. I nod. I don't need sympathy. I don't need a crowd. I just want to get back to work, but now the room is holding its breath. Rachel Landon didn't mean to record anything. She was there for a chai latte, hoping to squeeze in a few emails on her lunch break, but when that officer locked eyes on me, something in her gut made her press record. Maybe instinct, maybe experience, but she caught the whole ex-Shangino filters. No commentary, just raw tension. When the video hit social, it exploded. This happened at Bean and Bloom today, she wrote. He said nothing, did nothing, just sat and drank coffee. Then this officer tried to make him leave. Watch what happens when he shows his badge. People ate it up. At first, it was just a few likes. Then shares, then comments, then the heavyweights picked it up, Reddit, TikTok, Twitter. Within an hour, it was everywhere. Folks debating, some calling me a hero, others calling for Kemper's head. But back at the cafe, I just gathered my things and walked out. A guy by the window said, man, that was wild. I let it hang, because what's the point of talking if no one's ready to listen? Meanwhile, Officer Kemper's world was coming undone. He sat in his cruiser, AC blasting, replaying the moment over and over. Badge, wallet, FBI. His gut twisting, telling himself he was just following protocol, but deep down he knew it wasn't about a report. It was about reflex assumption. Back at the precinct, his chief wasn't buying the excuses. You know who he was? I do now. The chief slides a still frame across the desk me, calm, holding my badge, headline underneath. Cop tries to remove black man from cafe, freezes when he flashes FBI badge. Kemper's not suspended diet, but the review is coming. And so is a statement to the press. The next morning, my face is on national news. Panelists debating race, power, accountability. I'm just trying to do my job briefing new agents at the Kansas City field office. One of the kids, Brandon, comes up all nerves. That was handled with a lot of grace, sir. I look at him, then say, grace is funny. People only use it when they expect you to blow up. Remember what you saw, not the badge, the part before that. Rachel, the woman who filmed it, is swamped by reporters. She's not looking for fame-just answers. And online, the conversation keeps spiraling. Some say it's proof of bias. Some blame the system. A few say maybe I look suspicious. But the story's bigger than me. In a Minneapolis apartment, a father shows the clip to his son. You shouldn't have to show credentials to be treated like a person, he says. At Arizona State, a professor plays the footage for a class, asking, what did this man do wrong? Silence. That's the lesson. Officer Kemper? He's sitting in a back room, forced to review bias training modules, his phone blowing up with every new headline. He wants to believe he's not racist, just a guy following orders, but even he can't swallow that. You know what hurts more than being called racist? His partner says, getting told you don't know how to listen. And he hadn't. Not to me, not to anyone. He acted on a story he'd written in his head. What the public doesn't see is the weight I carry every day growing up in Baltimore, reading government codes at the library while my mom worked nights, never raising my voice, never giving anyone an excuse. The badge isn't armor, it's a receipt. You only get respect once you prove you've earned it, and even then it's temporary. Folks keep praising me for staying calm, but calm isn't a virtue aid survival. One wrong word, one wrong move, and this story isn't a lesson, it's a tragedy. As the days pass, people keep reaching out. Old friends, strangers, a parent I've never met. Thank you. I showed the video to my son. Messages from officers admitting they've filled in the blanks before asking questions. It's not about viral fame. It's about showing people what's still broken. The cafe puts up a new sign. Everyone is welcome. Period. The police department launches new protocols, more training, more accountability. Not perfect, but movement. I stay in the background, doing my job, refusing interviews, letting others debate the moment. But I agreed to speak at a community forum in D-Not for headlines. Just to say the truth plain, composure isn't a choice for people like me. It's conditioning. I wasn't a customer until I proved I was. I wasn't harmless until I proved I was. The room is silent, nobody claps. Nobody needs to. And yet, a letter arrives, Laterno return address. I watched the footage again. I was wrong. I don't expect forgiveness, but I needed to say it. Sometimes accountability doesn't come with a press release. Sometimes it's a quiet decision in an empty room. Weeks go by, and the noise fades from the headlines, but the questions linger in town meetings and classrooms. Why did this feel normal before? Why can't it happen again? Change isn't fast, it isn't neat, but it starts with people willing to admit what they don't want to see. Even Officer Kemper, in a closed room, finally says it. I made a call without facts. I let the wrong instincts lead. That doesn't make it right, but it makes it honest. So maybe the story isn't about a badge or a viral clip. Maybe it's about accountability, a kind you can't legislate. The kind that shows up in how you choose to see and question, in what you're willing to unlearn. Because in the end, it wasn't my badge that changed anything. It was patience, restraint, refusing to let someone else write my story for me. If you made it this far, ask yourself, what story are you still telling when someone new walks into the room? And if this moved you, share it, comment below, start the conversation. Because sometimes it's not the headlines that change things, it's what we choose to see and what we finally decide to do about it.
Xin chào các bạn, mình là Trinh, mình phụ trách viết content. Trên đây là những công việc của mình, là mình lên mạng xã hội tìm hiểu những video.
Thank you, man. Hey, if you guys have any trouble, let somebody know, please.
After the tree to hold on to.
Yeah, use the fence. Use the fence.